All right, welcome back, everyone. Ready to dive deep into some programming concepts.
You bet. And I hear we're tackling FIFO and LIFO today. This can be a bit tricky.
Let's start with FIFO. First in, first out. Okay, picture this. You're waiting in line at a movie theater, all excited to see the latest blockbuster.
Oh, yeah, I can practically smell the popcorn already.
Right, and you're in line, patiently waiting your turn because, hey, that's how lines work. The first person in line is the first one to get their ticket and head into the theater.
Makes total sense, right?
And, this first come, first served idea isn't just for movie lines. It's actually a super important programming principle called a queue.
It's like a virtual line, but for data. In programming, we use queues all the time to make sure things happen in the right order. Like, imagine you're building a website where people can send messages.
Yeah, like a contact form or something.
Exactly. So you get these messages coming in. A queue makes sure you read and respond to those messages in the exact order they arrived, even if, like, a ton of them pile up.
So it's not just about being fair to the messages.
Haha. Well, kind of. But it's really about keeping everything organized and running smoothly.
Gotcha. So like with the messages, you don't want to accidentally reply to someone out of order.
Mhm.
Right. That could get confusing.
Totally. How about we switch gears to LIFO?
Okay, yeah. Last in, first out. That one sounds a little backwards. Like, is it just chaos?
Well, it can be, but used correctly, LIFO is a lifesaver. Let me ask you this. Imagine a stack of, let's say, freshly baked cookies.
Cookies. I'm listening.
So you've got this stack of cookies and you're craving one. Which one are you going to grab?
The top one, obviously. Who can resist a warm cookie right off the top of the stack?
Exactly. And that, my friend, is LIFO in action. The last cookie added to the stack is the first one you reach for. In programming, we call this a stack.
Okay, I'm starting to see how that worked. But where does this whole cookie-grabbing LIFO thing actually come up in programming, beyond satisfying our sweet tooth, I mean?
Oh, all the time. Think about something you use every day. The undo button in pretty much any software.
Oh yeah, the undo button. It's like a magic eraser for mistakes.
But how is that LIFO? Well, every time you do something, it's like adding a cookie to the stack. Hitting undo removes that last action, like taking the top cookie off the stack. You're basically going back in reverse order, one step at a time.
Whoa, so it's like a digital time machine,
Uh-huh.
letting us backtrack our steps?
And undo is just one example. LIFO is super important for all sorts of programming stuff, especially when you're dealing with things like function calls. Think of it as stacking up a bunch of instructions and then executing them in reverse order to get the result you want.
Okay, I think I'm getting it. To sum it all up, FIFO and LIFO are both about order, but in totally different ways. FIFO is like a line at the movies, first in, first out. LIFO is like grabbing cookies, last in, first out. And understanding these concepts, like really visualizing them through analogies, can help us write better code, right? More efficient, less buggy, the whole 9 yards.
Absolutely.
All right, that's a wrap for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
See you next time.